the end of the day, the system is going to force that discipline down your throat, whether you like it or not. I've worked with a lot of young children. I used to work in homeless shelters. So I work with a lot of young people from various backgrounds. But one thing I noticed was that we African immigrants, our children are lost. You guys are lost. You're confused, and I don't blame you. You find yourself in a new society or in a society where you see people who look like you, and so you believe that you should talk like them, walk like them, do everything like them. And this is where you're losing your identity. You're getting carried away. You're getting lost. There are a lot of people from other regions, a lot of immigrants from other regions who come here. They bring their kids here. They come here. They want to remain focused. They want to do what they said they have to do. They want to improve their lives. They want to do things to maintain their family's name. They want to maintain their identity because they know where they come from. But I see our children getting lost. I see you guys getting lost. The first thing you come, you want to change your tongue because when you go to school, you're afraid that you're going to get bullied if you sound like an African, like an immigrant kid. You're going to get laughed at because they're going to think you're uneducated. They're going to think you cannot speak English. So you want to fit in. And in order to fit in, you change the way you talk, you change the way you dress, you change the way you behave, and everything. Just because you want to go with the flow. You want to be a part of that crowd. You want to be accepted. Because maintaining your identity is going to mean you being bullied or being isolated from the crowd, and you don't want to. You don't want to stand out. You prefer to merge in. You just want to blend into the African Americans that you see here. And because of you guys, the people, they're even trying so hard to distance themselves from you. To the extent now where they've coined another term called, foundational Black Americans. Just finding a way to identify themselves and leave you out of there. Just to keep you out of the bubble. But you still cannot figure that out. You still cannot just accept who you are and remain who you are. And so because you guys want to fit in a whole lot so bad, so when you go into these forums or these gatherings, whatever you hear there, the terms you hear there, the actions you see there, the things you hear them talk about, you try so hard to fit yourself in those situations, even when they're not happening to you. To the extent now that a lot of you are becoming sad, a lot of you will be creating self-inflicted sadness and misery on yourself and depression, and simply because you want to fit in. And I'm not saying that kids are not being abused or kids are not being mistreated or kids are not suffering from depression. But if you dig a little deeper, you will find out that most of these situations, they're self-inflicted simply because they want to fit in. And I've watched a documentary about the time when smoking became a thing in America or in the West. In order to be cool, you had to smoke. And so I think it's becoming the same thing with our African children that we bring here. Because they want to be cool, so they're just finding themselves doing everything that the people around them are doing. I think the new cool now is calling your parents a narcissist, calling them toxic, taking to the internet, and recording and posting sad videos. I think it's the new cool among the young people. And I see a lot of young people just falling for that. And I would like to say to you guys, when you refuse discipline at home from the people who love you, because remember, I don't know what it was like growing up with parents who you say don't love you. I knew I grew up with parents who disciplined me. And I appreciate that discipline today because I can live with anybody, anywhere. And I'm grateful that I was not during the term when people could just get on the internet, because who knows? Maybe somebody would have told me that, oh, your parent being nasty to you, your parent being toxic to you, your parent being this, and I would have joined that community. And today, because there's just a whole community now that just sit online just waiting to cheer people up for doing this. Because of that click, because of that like, because of that view. You're doing all of this, but you forget that this internet does not forget. These people, a lot of them, have already created, like I said, this self-inflicted sadness, this self-inflicted loneliness that they're going through. And believe me, misery loves company. It's looking for you. It's calling on you. It's waiting on you to show up. It will welcome you into that congregation. But how far are you going to go with it? How far are they going to take you with it? Remember, all these people who have been cheering her on all these years, they couldn't take her when the boyfriend was being toxic to her. She ran back to her mom's house. Because that's the only person. All these internet fans were nowhere to host you. They were nowhere to host her. And that's what they do. They're good at ruining stuff. Good at ruining it for you. Because you want them to see you, right? Oh, yeah. They will send you all the hearts online, all the likes online, and all the sweet comments and everything. But is it really worth it? And especially for the young woman in the video. She's raising a daughter. You already got a kid. She's watching you do all of this to your mom. How did you think you develop all that toxicity? You develop that from watching your mom. We learn relationship from our parents. She's watching you. Apparently, you and the dad had a toxic one. You had to move out. You have this toxic one with your mom. You had to move out. Now it's all on the internet. She's going to grow up one day. She's going to see them. She's learning relationship from you, honey. So I will urge you, while you're on your spiritual journey, do the best you can to focus on the real healing aspect of that. And if you need to see a therapist or psychologist or whoever you think is going to help you, seek help. Because that's going to really help you. This spiritual journey you started, I guess you really haven't healed yet, or you really haven't focused on the healing part yet. Because if you had, you would have been able to control yourself around your mom for the 2 months that you stay with her. You would have been able to make her to understand that, Mom, you did this to me. You did that to me when I was a kid. You did this to me. But I forgave you because of all of this. And I want us to form a new relationship. I am doing this because educate her. As you said, your mom is, I think, almost 60 years old. You need to take some time, like you're educating people on social media. What if you learn to spend some time with your mom? And this goes, it's not just for your mom not spending time with you. What about you putting in the effort to spend some time with her? Since you know now how much she has been through, how much she has gone through. What about you taking that step to help her heal? What's wrong with that? When you know better, you do better. You know she's hurting. You know she's been struggling. And now that you know better as an adult, you saw everything she went through. She needs help. So if you are really on this healing journey, why not take her along with you? She don't have to believe in what you believe before you can help her. And I know the greatest way to make somebody to believe what you believe is to love them. So if you are healing yourself and you've learned to love people, to be good to people, to be nice to your children or to your child, I guess you also know that you have to be nice to your mommy. Why not treat her nicely? Why not love her? That way, maybe you will even win her over to your spirituality. But because she's toxic, so you throw back the same toxic attitude to her, even though you're now on your healing journey. But you still allow her toxic attitude to get you distracted on your journey. I will tell you, African parents, we might be toxic as you claimed. Our discipline might be too harsh. But we do all of this because we prefer being the ones to discipline you than for the police to shoot you dead on the street or for the prison to discipline you. That's why we do what we do. And if you look around you, you might see a lot of that happening. You might not want to admit to it, but the root cause of everything is what you should begin to look at. Any society that turns a blind eye to discipline is headed for chaos and destruction. And this is what you see today. Remember, the black people that you see here today, their great-great-great-great-grandfathers came here, just like you and I came here. Some of them came here, a lot of them came here in chains. That's the only difference. And for us, we came running into the modern type. I'm not going to say the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. And today, after this society has gotten the best of them, you can see how it treats them. So I will urge you, remain who you are. Don't get lost in the crowd. Don't try so hard to blend in, to fit in until you're trying to demonize everything that you came from or that you actually belong to. That was my opinion. Like always, feel free to leave yours down in the comment section. And remember to be respectful, as this is a matter of the heart. It pertains to family matters.